Welcome back, music theory students. Today we're going to be talking about four different types of dissonance. Three different types of dissonance and one consonance, actually, that all have the same label but behave very differently. We're talking about the 6/4 chord as being a thing here. And of course, we know that the 4 means that there's a dissonance against the bass. A fourth is a dissonance against the bass. So the 6/4 is a dissonance, except in the trivial situation that we don't care about. We'll talk about that in a moment. So it's a dissonance. And there are three different types of dissonances that the 6/4 behaves in three different contexts, and it's a dissonance. That's another reason I'm not fond of Aural theory, is it says, 6/4 chords is just a second version of a triad, and then everybody gets the idea, okay, well, I can just throw triads in wherever I want, and then you get abominable uses of 6/4 chords that just are not stylistic whatsoever. So no, we're not going to think of it as a second version triad. We're going to think of it as three types of dissonances and an irrelevant consonance. So let's go to the whiteboard, do a little bit of work. Let's do a little inquisitive. Oh, I don't have my whiteboard open yet. Going live on a Monday, right? There you go, just a moment. We've got our whiteboard now. Good. So, 6/4 chord. We were talking about, like I said, one trivial thing. The trivial thing is what we call an arpeggiating 6/4 chord. And the reason I refer to this as trivial is the chord's not changing. The bass is just kind of arpeggiating up. So, if I'm on a Do 5/3 chord, and the bass goes Do, Mi, Sol, Do, and the top voices are staying on that Do, Mi, Sol all the way through, and they're not moving anywhere. Let's see if we can scroll this down just a little bit, give us a little writing room on top here. Yeah, so we'll just put up some top voices. We'll do cadential position, Do, Sol, Mi, and these just stay constant all the way through. It's the bass is the only thing that's moving, right? Technically, Mi to Sol is a third. Technically, Mi to Do. Technically, this is a Mi 6/3. Technically, Sol to Mi is a 6. Sol to Do is a 4th. This is technically a 6/4. But that's too much detail to write up all those things, because really it's just a Do 5/3 chord all the way through this. And all that happened is I had consonant skips in the bass. And so I don't even think of the arpeggiating 6/4 chord as being a chord, to be honest. It's just consonant skips in the bass while the chord is not moving. The chord is staying exactly the same. So it's a very trivial case, and I really don't care about it a whole lot. It is used commonly in textbooks, but it's a trivial case to me. I think it's better explained as a decorative note in the bass than it is as an actual chord. Now let's get into the three that actually matter. There are three 6/4 dissonances. Just clear that canvas off. We're talking about the three 6/4 dissonances. And we're going to define them based on what the bass note does. So one of the most common is what we call the passing 6/4 chord. Guess what the bass is doing in a passing 6/4? If you guess that it's passing, you're absolutely correct. And really what this is, this passing 6/4, what this really is it's a 6/4-3 without the 3 in it. And we learned about 6/4-3 chords and how we use them in the rule of the octave. So like we have a La 6/4-3 going down to a Sol 5/3, or we have like the Do 5/3 passing Re 6/4-3, Mi 6/3, or Mi 6/3 passing 6/4-3 down to the Do 5/3. And so the most often places that we see that passing 6/4 chord is on the Re. In fact, I would even go to say that that is the most common form of the passing Re in between Do and Mi. Which is to say, if you're hearing a Do, Re, Mi in the bass, your best bet without even hearing anything else is, of course, a 5/3 or 6/3 and a passing 6/4 chord on the Re. What happens above that chord? Let's look at the voice leading typically about that. Let's say I go Do, Re, Mi in the bass. I'm going to have a voice exchange, Do, Re, Mi, and a Mi, Re, Do against that somewhere. We're going to have a Do, Ti, Do. Put that on top, county sounds on top there. And then we'll have that boring voice just hanging out sol, sol, sol. And you can see as we do that, re to sol is a fourth, re to T is a sixth. Doubling the bass as we so often do. In fact, all of these chords, all three dissonant 6/4 chords, you double the bass note because the other notes are really dissonances. They're moving somewhere. This re is moving mi, re, do. This T is a dissonance when it's resolved back to the do. You can see there's motion here, so and double the bass. And then the sol just acting as a cover tone here, just kind of hanging out here. That's that boring fourth voice and four voice harmony. So passing 6/4 chord, it can show up any place you're going from a 5/3 chord to a 6/3 chord, and they have the same function. So, tonic prolongation here with a passing chord. I could have like a fa 5/3, sol 6/4, passing 6/4 chord, la 6/3. That'd be a good place to do that. Or like a la 6/4 in between a T 6/3 and a sol 5/3 coming down the scale. Do, T, la, sol. This would be a great place. Start, of course, rule the octave 5/3 chords on do and sol. 6/3 chord because I don't want to put 6/5 there. The 6/5 would make me go back up to the do 5/3, and then just put a nice passing 6/4 chord in between. Bam, perfect, awesome. And of course that serves as a substitute for the the more usual la 6/4/3 and the rule of the octave. So passing 6/4 chord, major type of 6/4 chord. We're going to take a listen to all four types in just a moment here. Type number 2. Again, defining based on what the bass is doing at any given time, we're going to call it a pedal 6/4 chord. And what this is, for example, say I've got do 5/3 and I'm hanging out and the bass isn't going anywhere, and I'm just going to keep the bass the same. Do, do, do. And over the top of it then I'm going to double the bass, do, 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 and then I'm just going to do this nice little neighbor motion. Just like that. Or it sounds really awesome if you do not sol, la, sol, but you do that mol dur, and you go sol, la, sol, and you have the flat 6/3. Oh, that's really cool. But you can see my bass isn't moving. This is just kind of prolonging my tonic area. Or I could, I could do this. I could stretch out my sol area. If I wanted to, there's nothing stopping me from doing something like this. It's just any place you would have a 5/3, we can stretch that 5/3 out by keeping the bass the same. That's what that pedal refers to. It's like putting your foot down on the pedal on an organ. And so the bass stays the same. And what you can see is the voice leading as those upper neighbors move. The voice leading goes from 5/3 to 6/4, and of course it'd want to come back to the 5/3 because it's just kind of this prolongational, decorational thing. Last type of 6/4 chord. And my face is right there, so there we are, we're clear. Last type, and it doesn't start with a P. Pedal and passing both start with P. This one's the cadential 6/4. And it shows them what we call compound cadence. And say you've got a situation, I'm coming down. I want to come down the scale, right? Sol, fa, mi, re, do. And I wanted to maybe harmonize that. Oh, let's do parallel thirds. Parallel thirds always sound nice. Mi, re, do, ti, do. We'll break into the octave there. And let's put a bass under this. And we know that our, we like to go like mi, fa, sol, do. Well, in a compound cadence, what we have here is we have two things happening on top of the sol. And if we were to count up, throw in the top, in the middle of the voice where we're at it, right? Do, la, sol, sol, sol. Or do, la, sol, fa, mi would sound great, depending on how I wanted to go with that. Probably sol, fa, mi, because I'm ending with do, do, do there. But the point is here, as I'm coming through this, I've got my mi 6/3, I've got my fa 6/3 tonic, plagal, authentic tonic. The pedal's a way of stretching out this resolution here in a situation where I need to have that passing mi, re, do, and the do, ti, do both happening on top of the sol. And when we do that, of course, what we get here, two chords on the same bass note. Sometimes the bass note will drop an octave. That's very common. Mi, fa, sol, sol, do. Very common bass line. And then what we have here is sol to do is a fourth. Sol to mi is a sixth. The sixth resolves down by step to the 5. The fourth resolves down by step to the 3. And this sol 6/4 chord here is called a cadential 6/4. And it resolves to the 5/3. It's kind of like part of it's almost like half of a pedal 6/4 chord, right? Just sitting on top of and it happens in a cadence, in a compound cadence. That's why we call it a cadential 6/4. It takes place in a cadence. All right, let's go to Inquisitive. We'll take a listen to all 4 types of 6/4 chords, and then we'll do a little bit of a look at some harmonic dictation, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's take a listen. What are we listening for? We're listening for the bass. What is the bass doing? Is the bass arpeggiating? We've got arpeggiated 6/4 chord. Is the bass staying the same? That's pedal. Passing. Is it in a cadence? Is it going like sol, sol, do? Then we'll know we've got cadential 6/4 chord. And you can tell what all 4 types are by listening to the bass. Harmony is all about that bass. Did you hear it was the same chord? And really, I wouldn't even call it an arpeggiated 6/4 chord because it's just a do 5/3 chord with the bass going do, sol, mi, do. It's consonant skips in the bass really, but that's going to be there for our arpeggiated 6/4 chord. Yeah. Did you hear the bass walk down the scale? Mi, re, do. We already know. Rule the octave. Mi 6/3, passing 6/4 chord, going to the do 5/3. Did you hear the static nature of that? The bass didn't go anywhere. It's just staying on the do the whole time, and you heard it over the top of it. Da, 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 mi, fa, mi in the melody. Probably a sol, la, sol in there somewhere too. But that's definitely our bass isn't going anywhere. Pedal 6/4 chord, which leaves our cadence. I can already tell you what we're going to hear. We're going to hear sol, sol, do in the bass. Yeah, sol, do, and you heard the 2 different chords on top of the 6/4. Sol, do. 1, 2 chords on top of that sol. That's a cadential 6/4 for sure. All right, let's take a look at some Roman numeral dictation. Listen to the example, identify the harmonies, clicking on the Roman numerals, 8 chords in this progression. What are we listening for? We're listening for that bass. So let's get our bass, get our solfege for our bass, and then translate it into the Roman numerals. That was easy, wasn't it? Do, ti, do, ti. And then our favorite bass line ever. Do, fa, sol. Wait, I had 7 bass notes. Do, ti, do, ti, do, fa, sol. But I need 8 chords. Oh, I must have 2 chords on top of something. Probably. Oh, there's a cadential 6/4. Do you see it? That's a choice. But we've got cadential 6/4 resolving on top of that sol. Okay, so do. Do 5/3, 1 chord. T. T is usually a T6/5 coming back to that do 5/3. Oh, there's my 6/5 right there. It's a 5/6/5. T, do. T back to do. Do, fa. Fa 6/5 usually. I don't have a good 6/5 for this, but I do have the fa 6/3 is a 2/6. And then cadential 6/4 going to 5 on the sol. There we go. Did you hear that cadential 6/4 hang on and then resolve? Good. Last one, let's take a look at an error detection, number 51. Once again, what we're doing, we're listening for the bass. And the bass is going to help us figure out what the chords are. So we're going to listen and see what we hear. All right, did you hear the static bass at the beginning? We'll come back to it. But then it went, bum, 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 bum. Everybody's favorite bass line. Mi, fa, sol, 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 do, right? So that mi would be a mi 6-3, which is not a 1, but a 1-6. Mi, fa, sol, sol, do. I've got two sols in a row. That's probably going to be my cadential 6-4 resolving to the sol 5-3. Good. And I suspect that that static harmony we had at the beginning probably had a pedal 6-4 going on. You heard the chord change, but I don't think the bass changed. Listen again. Did the bass change or not? Yeah, the bass isn't going anywhere, so that's definitely going to be a pedal 6-4 chord right there. There we are. We're absolutely correct. So, three different types of 6-4 chords, really three different 6-4 chords. Passing 6-4, bass moving down by step, passing through a chord in the middle. Pedal 6-4, bass staying on the same note, got that little neighbor up and down in the other voices, and the cadential 6-4 in a compound cadence. If you want to label an arpeggiated 6-4, be my guest, but really, I think of that as just consonant skips in the bass and the chord hasn't changed. But there you go, those are 6-4 chords.